Okay, so this is my third or fifth or eighth attempt at a Batman No Death speedrun. The beginning of this is absolutely horrible, as in I made so many freaking mistakes that I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on. Pretty much throughout the entire thing I did actually, so kind of ignore what I've been doing, but the official time for this one was 15 minutes and 22.8 seconds. It's from the first frame of Batman moving to the first frame of Joker dying. So it's about 40 seconds better than my last run, which was about 2 years ago. So I'll take what I can get. That's another spot I was so bad for all of this. If it wasn't for all the mistakes I made, this easily would have been under 15 minutes, I think. I fell down a bunch, I missed a bunch of attacks, I did stupid things like that where I couldn't jump. Pretty much the entire playthrough, I had a lot of trouble jumping. I'm not sure if it was my controller or if it's just because it's about 2, 3 in the morning right now, but I don't know. Something wasn't working for me. Next time I do this, I think I'll try a different controller, see if that helps. You can kind of notice sometimes too with my punches that a few things just weren't responding right, timing right. It was kind of delaying itself a little bit, which I didn't like. But I also didn't do as well in this boss up ahead as I would have, as I did in some of my practice runs anyway. There were a couple of times where I could actually defeat him in his first swoop, which you'll see roughly how I did it here. Yeah, so you can, if you use that method and you can get 2 jumps off the ground, you can actually defeat him on his first swoop down. So that actually cuts quite a bit of time off. This guy here, I don't know what I did, but he annoyed me. Just kept going. Remembered to use the shortcut there, which I forgot to use last video that I did about 2 years ago. So, and everything kind of went okay for a little bit here. I started getting quite the good rhythm down for this section here. Use my batarang a lot. I tend to find the batarang is kind of the best weapon in the game. It's not the most powerful. I think fists are the most powerful personally, but you have to be up close and personal for fists, which I don't always like. But I use the batarang quite a lot, just because it can hit multiple times. You can get it off really quickly. Main problem with it is it's short distance, and it doesn't fly on a straight plane all the time, so you can end up missing things that are right in front of you because of it, or you don't get the same number of hits every time, so it can be difficult to time everything. Nothing really remarkable happens for this first couple sections here. What happened there was I was trying to see if you could just run straight off it and not bother jumping, and you can't. You fall on the electricity and get hurt, so didn't screw up too bad that time, but I figure worth mentioning, this is all recorded on original hardware, on my original Nintendo with original controller and everything. I used a USB capture device and hooked it up to my laptop and recorded it on that. I'll probably be buying a new recording device, or like a capture device, sometime in the near future. Just, you'll see around level 3341, somewhere around there, that the audio starts to desync a little bit. And I've run into the problem with some of my videos where audio desyncs horribly after about 15-20 minutes, to the point where you can't fix it. So other people have had the same problem with the card that I'm using, so I'll get a new one, spend a bit of money if I decide to keep doing this. Okay, so this boss here, what did I do wrong on him? I think I missed a jump towards the end, but otherwise it was pretty good. I know there's a faster way to beat him, but even when I know I'll get my health back, I have a hard time jumping into the fray. That's what I did wrong, was I jumped forward for that. Oh well. I did really well there. I hit start fast enough that it didn't even get any of the sound for the cutscene in. And I tried something new with these jumping guys here. On my last video, I basically stood way back, let them jump, and shot them with the gun. But it takes quite a while to defeat them that way, but you guaranteed never to get hurt. So, and that time I just screwed up. And this guy kind of screwed me up too, because he never ended up attacking. So you had to time my jumps just right to attack him, which got a bit difficult. Now this guy is always the one that gives me trouble. I actually got out of that one unscathed for once, but there were a couple of times in my practice runs where 4 hits, maybe, before I managed to take him down. So, same with the guy coming up here. If I do him wrong, he'll just annihilate me. So I didn't do too bad with him. Only got hit once. I think he hit me once or twice. Yeah, just once. Okay. So, wait for the slow-ass guys to get by, and tried to remember to change my weapon before I attack them. I don't even really need to punch them, but I started getting paranoid about how much weapon energy I had left. So. And then I fell down and decided not to keep jumping, and that probably wasted a good 5-6 seconds. There are a lot of things here that I wasted a lot of time because of silly mistakes. So I think I could get this underneath 15 minutes if I really wanted to. We'll see. For the most part, this section went okay. Nothing that I can think of is really jumping out at me. On my last video, I very rarely used the whatever you want to call those, that throwing star splits into 3 weapon, but I started using it more here just to kind of continue running through some of the sections instead of kind of taking my time using the batarang and punching things. So my worry is, depending on how many enemies you do decide to take down, is it because it uses so much weapon energy, it can be worrisome coming up to Joker and running out of weapon power, depending on how everything goes for you. Can't remember how much weapon power I had here. Oh yeah, I fell down. I forgot about that. Yeah. Oh, okay, so I maxed out here, so for this playthrough it wasn't a big deal. There was a couple of times playing through this where I was coming up to this boss with 40 batarang, or 40 weapon power, somewhere in there, which is fine for this boss, but then you kind of start getting worried going into the sections afterwards. I got really lucky. I defeated him only taking 3 hits. And again, I know there's a faster way to do that, it's just that's the most comfortable way for me. This guy I still take down with the 5-hit thing, just because there's so many enemies around here. This is where I kind of started to slow down, and you can see I made quite a few mistakes because of it. Took some hits I didn't need to. This guy here actually knocked me back, yeah. Just stupid mistakes. For the most part, I recovered okay, and I kind of make up for it later in the game with some of the shortcuts and enemies that I bypassed, but it's still in there. I forgot that he was there when I started changing weapons, and then he jumped at me, so kind of screwed up. And this guy, I kind of got lucky with how far away from me he jumped, so I just ran for it and hoped for the best, and it worked out for me. Definitely not always possible with those guys, because they can be quite annoying. They're actually probably the one thing that's kept me from completing this more often than I should have. I died on them quite a bit, or lost enough health to die on some of the bosses because of it. This playthrough, actually, this was my 11th one for the evening, I think, and it's the first time I actually got to Firebug and Joker, and I actually took them down without dying, so kind of a nice way to finish the evening. How far are we in now? Just coming up on the 10-minute mark of the game, so It's not 10 minutes of the playthrough, but it's 10 minutes of the video. So I think there was 8.2 seconds at the beginning before I actually start playing. So okay, what did I fuck up here? I'm sure I screwed up something. Do that half-second pause so that you don't run in. That's what I did wrong. Yeah, you do that half-second or split-second pause there so that that guy doesn't hit you with his flamethrower. There's a few sections in the game where if you just stop running for just a split second, you'll miss the next enemy's attack and you can go in and attack them. So, this section gets really fun after a while. I love platformer games. And whenever you can go through something like that, just go by muscle memory, get a rhythm down. It's so much fun. Oh, and up ahead with all the guys on the steps, I screwed that up too. The problem with doing a speed run of this game is you have to find the balance between going quickly and potentially harming yourself. So like I took, what was it, 2-3 hits there? Didn't need to take those at all, just because I was trying to rush through it and get to the boss. Especially with how little health I had. I should have been watching what I was doing. I got kind of lucky up ahead in that this guy here actually gave me health, but I didn't end up needing it for the boss, So what you do here, for those that actually want to know, is don't duck until he's pretty much eye level with you. As soon as you start ducking, he'll shoot at you. If you're ducking while he's coming up, then he'll shoot you right in the face and you'll take damage. Now, I could have done that just a little bit better. You see, there was only one punch left, so the time was just a hair off. But them's the breaks sometimes. And the last level. I think I did okay here. I ended up, oh, I remember what I did. Those fucking flamethrower guys started to piss me off. Yeah. So I wasted probably a good 5 seconds there. I could easily get this underneath 15 minutes if I wanted to. I didn't realize how many mistakes I made until I started watching this video again. Holy wow. But, oh well. What was up ahead? Yeah, so what I ended up doing up here with the big tower with all the gears and stuff that you have to climb, going into the clock tower, was rather than take out all those enemies on each platform, just jump right past them. I don't know why I punched out that guy, just because I could, I guess. Oh, and I just couldn't quite get that. I wasted 3 or 4 seconds there jumping back and forth and back and forth. And for that section there, just take out those 2 guys. Same as before. Just try and time your jumps so that you jump right past those guys. Took a hit there, but that's okay. Those, the chain spewing guys, their attacks seem random, or I haven't figured out what triggers them, so they can be quite difficult to get past sometimes. Jump over the side so that he's not shooting enemies at you. Away you go, and you're at the final boss. So this is Firebug, I believe. Basically what I do is just immediately switch to the Batarang, stand in the corner where he won't punch you, and just dodge his attacks. This is a really slow way of defeating him, but it's very easy to dodge all of his attacks, and provided that you got up here with a decent amount of health, he'll go into the Joker with pretty much full health, which is very helpful because his revolver attack does a lot of damage. And you'll see I kind of switched up my tactics here. Pretty much throughout the entire game I was double tapping the Batarang just to cover my ass for in case the first one didn't hit quite enough to defeat an enemy. but I had to remember just to throw it once, because if you throw it once, he'll jump all the way back, and you only have to dodge one fireball instead of two. So, but it just feels so much slower. That's him done with only one hit, and into the Joker, where I actually got pretty lucky with the attacks that he did. I got hit there and there. I think that's all the damage I took, maybe one more minor hit, but just duck right at the end of the barrel of his gun and it won't hit you, and then stand pretty much at the end of the barrel of the gun and his lightning won't hit you. There you go. That was 15 minutes and 22.8 seconds, rounded up to 22.9. So it's my best speed run for now, and I'll try it again tomorrow, I think, maybe. So there you go. Thanks for watching.